Mean Girls is a fun comedy to watch. Lots of laughter, a pretty good story, and a satire on high school girl drama. And even though it's rated PG-13, it's a film the whole family can enjoy. It's pretty wholesome. I could talk at length about the funniest scenes, but let's discuss some of the themes in this film that may not be so readily apparent. The film is a satire on high school girl culture. It uses humor to critique the obsession with popularity and conformity. When Katie and her friends attempt to sabotage Regina George's reputation, they cut 2 large holes in her top while she is in gym class. Regina changes after gym class and notices the holes, but she just shrugs it off. She walks confidently out of the locker room with her top on. Her admirers take notice. Later, we see that Katie's plan to embarrass Regina backfired, and instead started a new fashion trend. And all of the teenage girls are walking through the hallways with the same 2 large holes in their shirts. During the montage of girls talking to the camera about how they feel about Regina George, one girl says that Regina punched her in the face once. "It was awesome," she says. Perhaps the biggest theme in Mean Girls is social hierarchy. Regina George and her friends are known as the plastics, the upper echelons of high school girls. Everybody wants to be friends with them. Others are intimidated by them, but also want to be them. We see how friend groups are governed by rules. Katie unintentionally becomes friends with them after Regina tells Gretchen's ex-boyfriend to piss off. But the plastics consult with each other at their lunch table, whispering among themselves while Katie stands. They come to a unanimous agreement that Katie can sit with them for the rest of the week. They announce it like it's the highest honor. We find out that on Wednesdays they wear pink. We find out that you can only wear your hair in a ponytail 1 day a week, and that jeans and track pants may only be worn on Fridays. Gretchen notices Katie's ponytail and says, "I guess you picked today." They may also think they have feelings for someone, but they could be wrong. Katie mentions Aaron in her calculus class, but the girls tell her that he's Regina's ex, so he's off limits. Regina lies to Aaron and tells her that Katie is obsessed with him and has a shrine of him at home. Regina kisses Aaron so that Katie will see, and parades him around in front of her like a trophy. This is what drives Katie to try to sabotage Regina's reputation with Janice and Damien. Later in the film, Regina gains weight because of the bars that Katie keeps giving her. As a result, she sits at the lunchroom table wearing sweatpants, because they're the only thing that fit her. The girls tell her that wearing sweatpants is against the rules because it's Monday. Regina scoffs that those rules aren't real. Karen reminds her that they were real the day she wore a vest. Regina demonstrates the arbitrariness of the rules when she says, "Because that vest was disgusting." We feel bad for Regina after Gretchen hollers, "You can't sit with us." Regina hints at some understanding when she tells them that the sweatpants are the only things that will fit her right now. The girls just sit in silence, which prompts Regina to angrily get up and say, "Fine, you can walk home, bitches." She bumps into a fat girl when walking away, and the fat girl tells her, "Watch where you're going, fat ass." The film accurately shows how self-absorbed some people are, and how they think everything is about them. Many of the girls accuse each other of being obsessed with them. The film shows the influence of pop culture on girls. This film was out before TikTok and smartphones, but the influence of pop culture shows. Check out Regina's little sister standing in front of the TV. Her back is to us, and she's facing the TV. She's watching a woman lifting her shirt and shaking her boobs. Regina's sister follows along and does the same thing with her back to the viewer. It's comical, but also a comment on how sad it is. It's all about fitting in, no matter how silly the behavior may be. Regina's mom is a self-proclaimed cool mom. She says her daughter's friend group keeps her young. Interestingly, Amy Poehler, who plays Regina's mom, is only 7 years older than Rachel McAdams. The theme of parental guidance, or lack thereof, is also examined in the film. Regina's father seems to have resigned himself to defeat. We see him crying over his daughter acting so provocatively. Maybe Katie's years of being homeschooled are why she is so ahead of her peers academically. In the beginning, Katie maintains a neutral stance and has yet to conform to the standards of any specific clique. The film shows how gossip can spread and be destructive to relationships. Mrs. Norbury is investigated by police for being a drug pusher, even though all she said was, "I'm a pusher," about helping her students succeed. Regina tells Katie a far-fetched and comical story about a girl who ended up on crack. The burn book circulation triggers pandemonium in the school, with girls resorting to hair-pulling, slapping, and fighting. There's a comical line when Principal Duval says parents called, asking if someone's been shot. Mainly, Mean Girls is just a feel-good comedy. I could go over some of the lines and jokes here, but just go ahead and watch it or rewatch it. I've seen it many times, and I'll be going to the theater with my daughter to see the 2024 version tonight. When this video is published, I'll be after seeing the movie actually. The remake is written by Tina Fey and starring Tina Fey, so I expect it to be pretty good. I imagine I'll talk more about Mean Girls in a future video, maybe with a character analysis on Regina George or Katie Heron. My name is Justin Tobin, and thank you for watching.